What's up, guys? Today's video is all about self-discipline, and these are the 5 habits that I use to build self-discipline. Before we get started, I just want to say, if this video doesn't hit for you, then please continue finding the one that does hit for you, because maybe I'm not saying it in the right ways for you, or maybe my voice, or maybe the way I move my hands too quickly or speak too quickly, and it doesn't work for you. You know, some people, they don't resonate with everybody, but just because you stumbled across this video first or second and you're just like, you know what, I'm giving up. You got to build your discipline with your discipline. You got to keep trying and keep finding the person, or keep searching for the person that'll make it just hit just right for you. So if this video doesn't hit for you, I recommend continuing on and finding the right video that does hit for you, because once it does, and you actually start building those habits to build that self-discipline, because what it really is all about is consistency, you know, putting in the work, being consistent, showing up every single day. And once you find that person that resonates with you, things will start changing for you. Things will start looking better for you. So I just wanted to give that little disclaimer before we start with the video. So let's get going. So number 1 is going to be start with small commitments, like waking up at the same time every single day, or exercising for 10 minutes upon waking up. Small wins build confidence and make it easier to take on bigger challenges. So for me, one of my goals was to wake up every single day and start running. And if I decided to start running a mile every single morning, I'd probably not do it or give up after the first day. So my goal was to run around the block. The block was about a mile, but I didn't know that because I didn't pace it out yet. But I just knew that the simple block of hitting the corner, hitting the corner, hitting the corner, hitting the corner, and then being home again only took about 12 minutes. So I started doing that. Every single day I would run, and eventually I was like, hey, I'm gonna see actually how far I run. So I started doing an outdoor run on my watch here, and timing it and realizing that it was a mile. And then from that, after about 2 weeks, I started running 2 miles and then 3. So starting small with just deciding to, like I said, wake up at the same time every single day, or exercising for 10 minutes every morning, or running around the block. This helps make it so that when you do these little things that you say you're gonna do, you start believing in yourself a little bit. Because if I told you, hey, I'll meet you at the gym at 7 a.m. every single morning, but I didn't show up, well, would you believe me? It's the same thing when it goes for yourself. You're gonna tell yourself that, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, but your goals are so big that you decide to I'm not gonna do that, I'm not gonna do that, I'm not gonna do that. And what happens? You start not believing in yourself anymore. But when it comes to your manager, your boss, saying, hey, you got to be here at blah, 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 blah this time, what do? You show up at that time every single day. So just do that for yourself. Small wins build confidence in yourself. So start doing small little commitments so you can build that self-confidence. Eventually, you're going to be able to take on bigger challenges. And this is the beauty of starting small. Number 2. I have a hard time making this number 2, but it is number 2 because I think that starting small is the best way to go. But it's kind of tied for number 1, but it is number 2, and that is to create a daily schedule. You got to remember that structure, it brings clarity. Once I started creating a schedule for myself, I realized that I had a lot more time for other things like free time or time with friends, but creating a structure for myself really gave me the most freedom. And the best part about this was checking off my goals, checking off the things I wanted to do. It felt so good to check it off. And then at the end of the day, when I would write my schedule for the next day, I'd review my schedule for that day and see what I did or did not do. And all the things that I didn't do, I'd be like, why didn't I do those things? And it would kind of show what was distracting me or what was causing me not to, go towards my goals. Some things were important, some things weren't, and then I'd be able to cut out the fat. It's really, really important to start scheduling your day. And I think that's why it's tied for number 1. So you can decide for yourself whether number 1, start small, your small commitments, or scheduling is more important to you. Because I think that once you start scheduling, you'll realize that you have a lot more freedom in your day and you get things done a little bit better. And it also feels, like I said, it just feels so good to check those off. All right, so number 3 is to prioritize your health. When you sleep properly, you eat healthy, you exercise, you give yourself more energy. A lot of people think they lack energy because they are doing too much. And to be honest with you, they are mentally. They're doing too much for other people. They're working, they're just doing too much in general. And they don't realize that something like taking 20 minutes a day to meditate or an hour a day to exercise, or maybe trying to fall asleep at the same time every single day, they don't realize that that is actually going to give them more energy to achieve their goals or just be, feel better or be a better human. You have to remember that discipline starts with taking care of yourself. One thing that I have been thinking about a lot is that when I eat bad, like junk food, more processed foods, I have a hard time, with energy for sure, but also just like manifesting and attracting that abundance. And if you're not into the energies and the woo-woo side of this, then don't listen to this part. But I truly think that when you're trying to meditate, you're trying to exercise, breath work, manifest, and do all the good things, when you're eating bad and not sleeping well, eating processed food, sugar, junk food, I think it's harder to tap in to that energy that's outside of us, which you can call it whatever you want, God, the universe, whatever. There's something out there, and you feel it. There's something out there that you tap into, but you can't tap into it if you're junking yourself up by eating bad, not sleeping, going out, drinking all the time. These are the things that slow us down in life. So I truly believe that when you start taking care of yourself, stop eating the processed foods, start doing whole food diet, sleep, meditate, breath work, exercise. These are the things that are going to make it make you continue to live a better life and then attract what you want. And it's going to be easier because you're able to tap into that energy. There is an episode on Know Thyself that talks about this, and I'll link that in the show notes down below. But I just feel like I've kind of been feeling this, and then I heard that episode, and it's just like, I just have to share this. I have to make this one of my habits because I think that number one, number two, they work great. Start small, create your schedule. But every single time I started to party or eat bad again, it made it harder for me to stick to my schedule. So I highly recommend taking on good eating habits. Now, it doesn't mean quit everything forever unless that's how you feel. If you feel like you need to quit everything forever and you don't have self-control on certain things, that's totally up to you. But the beauty of eating healthy, not drinking often, like being a sober person usually, is that when you decide that you do want to eat bad or you do want to drink that night or whatever, and I'm not talking about like, every other weekend or something like that. I'm talking about like me and my fiance don't drink at all. We didn't drink for like 2 years one time, and then we drank for a couple days or whatever, not in a row, whatever, but after that, and then we stopped again for a few months, and then we drank again. And every single time we're just like, is this serving us? Because you kind of give yourself those big gaps. But when you're like, every other weekend, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, you don't get that break. You don't get that feeling, So sorry to go on a little tangent about this, but I just think it's super important because I really think that a lot of people don't change their lives when it comes to like diet or stop drinking because they feel like, it's going to be forever type of thing, and that kind of stops them from it, so they keep going, and some people are really strong and they have addictions to it, and so they become addicted to something else like working out or other things that help them quit, which is really good. I think that if you could stay off it forever and you have a problem with it, that's good. Stay away from it. But at the same time, I also feel like if you're trying to get on a new diet, like a whole foods diet, and you're struggling with it, try as much as you can every single day for a whole week or week and a half, and then have whatever you usually do, and then realize, that kind of made me feel funny or whatever, and then go another week and a half, and then keep building that, or then now it's 2 weeks now. Just don't think that it's forever, because that's what really messes with your brain. And I know that some of you guys are stronger than that, and you guys keep going, or you can quit forever, 2 years, blah, blah. It's all personal. Everyone's different. Feel yourself out, but just don't make your new habit the smaller days. If you're trying to start a whole foods diet and you're trying to get rid of junk food, processed foods, and you're just eating processed foods every single day, that's your chain. So your new diet, your new exercise, whatever, is going to be your new chain. So you're exercising every day, or you're eating a whole foods diet every single day. And then when you eat bad, it's for 1 day, not 2, not 3, because that starts a whole new chain, a whole new habit again. So you continue the good chain of eating whole foods, and then you are like, okay, I can't, I'm gonna have this, blah, 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 Dr. Pepper, soda, whatever you gotta do. And then the next day, just start over again. Don't beat yourself up for being like, oh man, I can't do it. See, I couldn't do it. I knew I couldn't do it. You can do it. I promise you. So just remember to prioritize your health, because you can build all this wealth, all this success, all this, whatever you're trying to build. But if you don't have health, you You don't have anything because you're going to die and then it'll all be gone. All right, number 4 is to set clear, achievable goals. You don't want to make your goals so big, just like number 1. You don't want to make them so big that you don't achieve. So I wrote down, goals give you direction. Break big goals into smaller tasks and celebrate progress as you go. Now, this is super important. This is why number 4 goes with number 2, because you can set your little list. I wish I could show you mine right now, but it has a little box next to it that I write next to it, and then I get to just check it off every single time I do something. And it's the smallest things too, just like number 1. They all go hand in hand. It's wake up, breathe, meditate. Check off. And then I have my little drink that I make every single morning. Check off. Then I go to the gym. Check off. I even have shower on there. Check off. Because every little thing broken down, you check off. Because my big goal is to be healthy, be successful, be somebody who can guide people, coach people into things. And that's my big goal. But in order to do that, I have to be consistent with my goals, and I have to, see what I'm doing. And that's the beauty of the checkoff list, turning them into smaller goals or turning them into smaller tasks so it's more achievable. If I want to start running a mile or even complete a marathon someday, I'm gonna have to start small. If I've never ran before, I'm gonna die half a mile in, just running. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Oh my gosh, But the next day I'm gonna run again, and it still could suck. And the third day it could still suck, and the fourth day it could still suck. But the 5th day, wait, I ran a little bit further and I didn't stop as many times. So I turned it into a smaller task, running around the block a few times. Maybe that takes a month. The problem is we're too obsessed with being why can't I do this now? Why can't I finish this now? Stop. Take it small. Take it slow. Because the beauty of achieving something and getting somewhere is realizing that the person you become to do these things, that's the beauty. That's life. That's living right there. So let's move on. Number 5 is to embrace the power of accountability. Find a friend, a family member, a girlfriend, somebody that you can have them hold you accountable. This is beautiful because you need somebody to hold you accountable. It can't just be yourself. If you're doing it for yourself, you're not going to do it. That's why you don't wake up when you say you're going to. That's why you don't go to the gym when you say you're going to. That's why you do go to work when you are supposed to, because somebody else told you to. You're holding yourself accountable to somebody else. So lastly, really quick, all I recommend is find somebody that you trust, contact you at least every other day. Doesn't have to be daily, but it can be, to say, hey, Albert, have you been working out? Have you been, making your videos? Have you been checking off your list that you have? Tell people about your goals and let them know how important they are to you. And once they start hitting you up, you're going to start feeling a certain something inside of you where you're like, dang, I need to get this done. And I promise you, if you stick to these 5 habits, just these 5, it's not 10, it's not 20, it's 5. 5 habits. Start small, start scheduling, prioritize your health, set achievable goals, and embrace the power of accountability. I promise you, you're going to start getting closer to your goals. You're going to start realizing that things are possible. I hope this video helped you guys out today. And please like and subscribe. Leave a comment letting me know if you have any more habits that you think you could add to this. Until next time, guys, peace out.